Hello Saints fans, welcome along to the final word here on the Football Martin channel, the most watched Southampton FC fan channel on YouTube. I am your host Martin Sanders, and if you're new here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, smash a like on this video as well, and make sure you go give me a follow on all the social media platforms. I cover all the latest Saints news and analysis, fan reactions and everything surrounding Southampton FC. Got a massive show coming your way today because we're going to be looking back at the weekend's game against Brighton and Hove Albion. And if you've not checked out this match day vlog from the channel, make sure you do, because it's a bumper show. I cover everything that happened on Saturday at St Mary's. I unravelled it as a fan in the terraces, from going into the stadium, before chatting to the fans around St Mary's, going into the ground, all that action, how it played out, which was quite incredible, really. One of the worst afternoons this season, probably at St Mary's. There has been a lot, but to be there and witness that again at the weekend was just heartbreaking. And all I want to do on this channel is come and talk about something positive. That's all I've wanted to do for such a long time. And it's like, I don't want to keep coming on doing shows and talking about defeats, and it's just, I just want something. I'm looking forward to getting this season done, get to the Championship, and start to have some positive chat. That's what I like to do, and we will do, and things will turn, and things will get better. Football does go in circles, but at the moment, it's a dark place. It's not a good place to be a Southampton fan. Going to cover both, obviously, the Brighton game at the weekend, and I'm going to cover the Chelsea game on Tuesday. Time of recording, Monday evening. So I'm going to cover the game at Chelsea tomorrow. I will be there. So, like I say, if you're not subscribed to the channel or following it, make sure you do, because I'll do my reaction as a fan as I leave the stadium and upload it across all my social media platforms. So you can check out my thoughts on the game as I leave. I'll be there. I'll be in the fan base. I'm in the top tier front row with Chloe and Claire. Looking forward to getting up to Stamford Bridge. But right, let's focus on the weekend's game against Brighton and Hove Albion. And let's talk about the lineup first. I just think there's so much to talk about and so much I want to cover. But please do get involved in the comments box below as well. Give me all your thoughts, all your reaction, and your opinions, because they matter. Your opinions matter. Everybody's talking about the fan base at the moment. A few people saying I've not spoke about it a lot. I think it's definitely a show on its own. I want to bring some people on here and do it. I don't want to do it on my own. I want to bring people in and have almost like a bit of a forum with a few people I know that do this sort of content. And we can really talk about the ownership and where the club goes and how we build for next season. But we can only talk about the here and the now. Let's talk about the here and the now. But the owners do have a lot to answer for. They were in charge of recruitment, let's remember. And recruitment is a big reason why we are where we are. Let's look at that lineup at the weekend. Boy, that was bad. It was always going to go wrong with Aribo, Bree and Bednarek. Let's be honest. And Bednarek got injured, and apparently he's got fatigue. Can't wait to get off, probably. I would have wanted. In that situation, you would have probably wanted to get off as a professional footballer. You're getting absolutely run ragged. You've got Aribo one side and Bree the other side. They just didn't have very good games either, and they play such a high line. He's got this thing where he wants the team to play in the opposition's half. It's all well and good, but when you've got João Pedro, Ruta, Jorginho, Ruta was absolutely brilliant the weekend, by the way. Matoma, they're just, and Minter. They got so much pace. Literally, how did he not watch Brighton? Did the manager not watch Brighton's previous games and how they set up and how they play? They're a massive counter-attack side with pace and power. And you're trying to play a team right up the field. You know, we're almost trying to, at times we're almost on the halfway line with our centre-backs. And no wonder we were getting done. He starts Wellington again at left wing back, and Walker Peters at right wing back. He's such a better player on the right hand side. But Wellington gets pulled off again on 45 minutes at the weekend. He said he's not up to speed at the Premier League. Well, why keep playing him then? You played him last week and pulled him off. What are you doing? Trying to destroy the boy's confidence? Absolutely stupid. If he's not up to it, bring him into games. Or we're down anyway, so does it matter? I don't get it. There's bizarre decisions. Ugachuk with Fernandes in midfield. I didn't think the midfield 2 was that bad, really. What else can you put in there at the moment? There's not loads else you can do. Pretty obvious what he was going to do with Flynn Downs. Bring him back into the squad, put him on the bench and not use him. And that's exactly what happened. Front three, Dibbling, Archer and Silamana. Archer gets one chance and scores. It's offside. But it was the one chance he scored and he's offside. Early injury to Jan Bednar in the game. Wasn't there? A very early injury to him. He went off after 12 minutes. He got injured. But when the manager was asked about it today, he spoke about it being fatigue. Yeah, strange one. Strange one. He's had to come off of fatigue. Is that why he had to come off? But that's what he said in the presser today, even Juric. Whether there's some sort of like communication issue, I find that a bit surprising. Armand Bella-Kotchap, let's talk about it. Armand Bella-Kotchap got a round of applause from the Southampton fans at the weekend. They were delighted to see him back on the field for Saints. This is a man that couldn't wait to get out of our football club when we got relegated last time round. Couldn't wait, didn't want to be here. Down tools in the final season, in that season that we got relegated. He wasn't interested, in my opinion, that year. And somebody is, just before I started to film this video, somebody put that in the comments box on my matchday vlog. Said, "Oh, he got around an unbelievable reception from the fans, and why?" It's a good question, but what I want to put out there, and I know he's probably not a Premier League player, Will Smallbone. Why is a Southampton fan, somebody that's come through our academy, getting so much stick? I don't get it. It's so toxic. Somebody that grew up, that's one of us, a fan. He wants to play for our football club. Yes, he might not be good enough for the Premier League, but he was good enough for the Championship and he'd be good enough next time round. Let me tell you, he'd be more than good enough for Will Smallbone. Great lad. I've met him. He's a nice boy. And the way he's been treated recently, I've not said it on this channel, is not good. And it's not fair, but it's not fair. Not only did he go through a really bad injury, he suffered with alopecia, did Will Smallbone, during that really bad injury that he had after the Leicester game. When he got injured and had a long period of time out, he lost his hair. That must be, for any human being, really, really hard. He's been through so much. And it's like, what? Why are we so hard on him? I love your thoughts in the comments box below. I would love your thoughts on it, but I was reading into that dark time that Smallbone had yesterday. Just type in Google Will Smallbone injury and get the... And read that interview that he did. It's heartbreaking to see how nasty people are on social media about him, because there's no need. There's no need. He's one of our own. He gives his best. I wonder why. My Bella-Kotchap, round of applause. He looked way short of match fitness, by the way. Absolutely way short of being anywhere near fit enough to play in a Premier League game. He's not played for nearly a year and a half, so no wonder he was always going to struggle. He was involved with the calamity for the first goal, and no surprise. Yeah, no surprise ended up scoring like they did. Let's look at the stats. They're all on your screen right now, left-hand side. These are the match stats from the weekend. Southampton 0, Brighton 4, an XG for Southampton of 0.13. Dear me, that is dreadful. Goal attempts 6, Saints, 1 shot on goal. This is all from Flash Score, by the way. Shots off goal 4, block shots 3, free kicks 12, only 5 corner kicks, 8 goalkeeper saves from the man of the match for me, Aaron Ramsdale, and 11 fouls. If you look compared to the Brighton stats, their expected goals 4.01. They could have had 10. Easy for me. They could have had 10. Goal attempts 18. I think Bournemouth didn't even have half of that last week, by the way. Shots off goal 3. Shots on goal 12. Block shots, I said 3. Yeah. Free kicks 11. Corner kicks 6. They were exceptional, Brighton. Second half, they were absolutely exceptional. They played some really, really good football. But whether that was down to us being so bad, I thought Jorginho Ruta was brilliant. Ramsdale's man of the match for Saints, but Ruta for them was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Matoma, he's a magical player, isn't he? The way that he plays football, the way he comes inside and gets shots off. But we made it so easy for Matoma, Ruta, and Minter, who I really like. I like Minter. Baleba, who played in midfield for them, I thought was very, very good. But how often did we really test Webster? How often did we get around Webster? We didn't really. And Van Heckel, that plays centre-back for him as well, we didn't get around him. The one chance that Archer gets, that one quick pass through from Mateus Fernandes, lovely pass, scored, it's offside. Not really going to change the game. I also got to say, standout performance at a fullback for them was Jack Hinselwood, is it? I thought he was brilliant. Really good. He scored the last goal. Was really, really poor defending, but what a great performance from him for such a young boy. I looked at his stats earlier. 19 years old he is. Proper stepped up. We've got a young man, 19 years old, Tyler Dibbling. He looks off it at the moment. He doesn't look the Tyler that I saw at the start of the season, that we all saw. He doesn't look the same player under this manager. Is that because of the manager, or is he tired? He looks tired, or is it just like he's really, really fed up with this style of football? It's supposed to be heavy metal football. It's freaking scrap metal football, isn't it? Really, it is scrappy as hell. That game was so scrappy at the weekend. Sigawara comes on at right back. I need to touch upon him. He's going to have to improve a lot going into the Championship next season. He'll have to improve so much. Cannot keep kicking the ball out. Carlos kick it out. Or he just kicks it at nowhere. He looked alright at the start of the season. What's happened to him? Has it all been coached out of him? I don't know. Looks void of any confidence. And then we brought in Albert Grombeck in January to strengthen the squad up. We see nothing of him at all. Come on in the 88th minute of the weekend. Another bizarre signing. Really bizarre. He's not offered anything whatsoever. Give me your thoughts on those statistics on your screen. Dominated by Brighton, really. It was a comfortable victory for them. And the comments of the manager afterwards, I think that needs to be spoken about as well. Very, very interesting comments from the manager. Very, very. Certainly that one with Adam Blackmore afterwards. He went on and he obviously spoke to Alfie, George, the guys in the press room. He said, we're not good enough. Jurek admits he will have to change Saints' tactics. This was Saturday after the game. Probably the strongest quotes we've had from him as a manager so far. And he was asked, can the players play his way? And he said, obviously not. They tried it one way, it didn't work, and they're trying it another way, and it's not working. But he's come out in the press conference today and he's backtracked. So he's going to keep doing the same thing. This is the press conference today and what he said. If you've missed it, here is what he had to say. He said that Bednarek's injury is not as serious. It's just a bit of fatigue, which I touched upon. He also went on to talk about we have to find the right way to play. He said, I want to press. I want to win the ball high. I want to play forward, aggressive, and find a way to play this style. So he's not going to change. So we've got another stubborn manager in charge. Fantastic. Brilliant. It's not working. The back three is not working. Can we not please go back to a back four and play two centre-backs and two full-backs? Walker-Peters can't get forward enough anyway. And just get another man in midfield and try and make us harder to play through. It's not rocket science. This winning the ball high, we haven't the ability to do it. We don't have the players to do it. We really don't. He went on to talk about, pressing high. He said, he spoke about Chelsea, the next game. Obviously, we'll talk about that now. He said they're incredible. They've lost the last few games, but look at their form. But they're an incredible side. He went on and said that for the rest of the season, I think we have to work for the future. We have to understand why the last two seasons were a disaster in the Premier League and create the right mentality. Interesting, he's coming out with that. He said Taylor Harwood-Bellis could be involved against Chelsea. That's great news if he is. And he also said that he's had a lot of chats with the new sporting directors, Jonas Bors. He is the guy I speak with. He said there are 80 games where we've not done well. It's a structural problem. We need to understand how to become more respectable as a Premier League team. No shock, no shit. Absolutely we do. Absolutely we do need to become more respectable as a Premier League team. Absolutely we do. It's nowhere near good enough as it is. And it doesn't get any harder than Chelsea away on a Tuesday night when you've got half your back four missing. Missing key men, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Jan Bednarek out, Jack Stevens just coming back from injury, so we'll have to start with Bella Kotchap. And will that be Aribo and Bree once again? We brought in somebody that could play left-sided centre-back, Charlie Taylor, and he doesn't fancy him because he obviously doesn't feel he's quick enough if he's trying to play this high line that he's trying to play. So try and find a different way and maybe utilise some bodies that we bought. I just find it, that his comments today, backtracking like he did, that it just shouts, this guy doesn't have a clue. Sorry. Anyway, that's my honest opinion on Ivan Juric. I don't see him to be the man to take us forward. And I think everybody else in this space, in terms of podcasters, Total Saints podcast last night, they're all saying the same. Glenn, Steve were saying the same. They were saying the same as what I'm saying now. So I'm not the only one that's feeling this. I think a lot of you as fans feel the same as well. Let's look at the Premier League table. Liverpool on top. Big win for them yesterday, 64 points. It feels like the league title's over. Arsenal dropping points at home to West Ham. It feels like the league's over. Chelsea, who we play tomorrow night, Tuesday, 26 games played, 43 points on the board. They are going to want to put some pressure on Bournemouth and Newcastle and try and push into those top four spots. Man City on 44. So they're so close. They've gone on a bad run, but they're still well in touch and distance of the Champions League places. And I think they get it. I think they will pick up form, Chelsea. Look, they haven't been great in recent weeks. You only have to look at recent form. Beat Wolves 3-1 at home. Lost to Man City 3-1. Then it was West Ham at home. They won 2-1. Then there was the 2 defeats to Brighton, FA Cup and in the Premier League. Shock defeat 3-0. Totally torn to bits that night. Very, very strange down at the Amex. Then beaten at the weekend late against Aston Villa, who are a very, very good side. Looks like Rashford's found a bit of form for them. But it was a defeat that would have angered the Chelsea fans to lose it so late in the game. 89th minute, that goal come against Villa. It was so late. And it's obviously at Villa. They're a very, very good side. But Chelsea had a lot of shots, 15 shots compared to the 12 of Aston Villa. I don't think they played that bad, Chelsea. Looking at the statistics, I didn't watch the game, so it's hard to comment on all of it. But there's no doubt that Cole Palmer's gone quiet for them. He's not done a great deal in recent weeks, but you're guaranteed he'll find form tomorrow against us. Just guarantee it. You know that he'll come alive. And you look at the team that played against Villa at the weekend. Let's look at that Chelsea team. Caicedo, who I really, really rate. He played in sort of in the 6 with Reece James as well. Cucurella, he obviously was involved heavily in that sending off of Jack Stevens at St Mary's back here before Christmas. Levi Colwell, big Saints fan. He's played centre-back at the weekend. I think he'll probably play tomorrow night as well. And then for Enzo Fernandez in midfield, he's been playing well. He picked up a booking at the weekend, along with Caicedo as well. And Nkuku did as well, picked up a yellow card for them. Pedro played up front. Pedro Neto, played up front for Chelsea at the weekend. So Neto played up front. Be interesting to see if he rotates the squad a little bit. I'm not sure. They've got a few injury issues and bits as well. I might just check out their injury news ahead of this one now on Flash Score, because it give you a little bit of an idea of who is injured and sort of like possible predicted lineups within each side as well. I did see a predicted Saints lineup earlier, which looked absolutely horrible, by the way. Do worry about this. The fans will. It's a sellout. It's a sellout. I see a few tickets for sale today, but there are. It's a sellout. I think there's like nearly 4,000 Saints fans going. Yeah, they have got a few injuries. They have got Lavia's out. He's out injured, which is he was good for them. Madueke, he's out injured at the moment. He picked up a muscle injury against Brighton. Nicholas Jackson, he had a thigh injury. I don't know if he's going to be back for this one. Wesley Fofana, he's out. So they do have issues at the moment. Chelsea, it's a tough game for Saints. Going to need to be a bit better organised. Going to need to start showing some fight, some desire. So much that our team need to start doing to start getting results. But it's the last Premier League game for a week because it's Chelsea. It's obviously Chelsea, then Liverpool, the FA Cup at the weekend. So it's a weekend off of football. So I'm going to go and find a game of football to watch this weekend. It's either AFC Tottenham or I'm going to go and watch an FA Cup game. I'm going to go and watch some football this weekend. Where shall I go? Let me know in the comments box below. Where do I go this weekend to watch some football? Thank you very much for tuning in to the channel today. I've rambled a bit more than normal because I'm just a bit passionate at the moment. I'm a bit hacked off like you are as Southampton fans. We're all a little bit hacked off at the moment. I'm going to try and catch up with Glenn to the core at the weekend and bring him on the channel and have a bit of a roundup of all things Saints. We may get one other guest as well, but Glenn will definitely come on. That's everything for today's Final Word show, preview of Chelsea as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the notifications bell if you haven't done so already. You'll never miss an episode. I will be back tomorrow with instant reaction videos on YouTube and TikTok and a matchday vlog, which will be out on Wednesday by lunchtime. I will do my best to edit that and get that out for you. Hopefully we can get a result tomorrow. My name is Martin Sanders. This is the Football Martin channel. Come on, you Reds.